Today we take a look at what a conceptual fourth path for the Mermonkey will look like. This modded one starts with double trident to tier 1, ending all the way at an Eye of the Storm at tier 5. So stay tuned for what all 5 of those bottom tier paths have to offer. We're gonna play on Flooded Valley because I've also enabled ultimate crosspathing, because eventually I might want to get a 5-5-5-5 Mermonkey and see how that would look like. But let's start with double trident. It's as simple as it sounds. Wielding 2 tridents makes it a lot more deadly. In other news, water is wet. Now, it's not efficient to buy this, because obviously a Mermonkey itself costs 405, and that's double the price, so I'll get some other upgrades first before I die. So how about some Sea King? How about just a classic 1-1-1? Seems pretty solid to defend. I say easy to defend, but Flooded Valley appears to be no joke. Thankfully, we got Brickle now to stem the bleeding. Not efficient, but let's get double trident now. Or maybe it is, because we cross-pathed it quite a bit. Like, say, for example, we had a pop side, and then this is insane. Is it not? So, now we can take a look at Dark Bending for 1510. The Mermonkey unlocks a powerful force within him called Dark Bending. And as you can see by this splash art, it's literally just lightning, but dark, so I think I kind of have an idea of what to expect already. What's cool, too, is that even though it shoots 2 tridents, I mean, I guess it does make sense, but they seek wildly differently. You see there that some go in completely opposite directions, some don't. That's because I assume both tridents, when they shoot out, don't spawn from the same spot. So a lot cooler in a sense. Now, let's bring on the Dark Bending. And, I mean, it's exactly what I expected. Although the lightning sprite is still... Or at least I saw normal lightning. That's interesting. There was a dark blast there. But you saw for the purples. Yeah, like right there. An occasional rare purple blast. I'm not sure what's up with that. But I like the dark effect. It obviously isn't reflected in the splash art or the in-game art. Budget wasn't really there for that, but can't really complain. Actually, there is splash art. It just doesn't update for some reason when you buy it, but it's just basically a recolored Mermonkey. Swift Trident. Trident Swiftness to get rid of that darkness. Now that we got a couple farms plopped down, I can probably afford the 3rd upgrade pretty darn soon. Dark Infusion transfers Dark Bleeding onto its Trident, making it deal huge damage at the cost of 75% of its rate. So that's kind of boomer bust, and that's not good because of Flooded Valley. Less attack speed means something will get through. Like, especially at 1/4 of the speed, that's kind of insane. But we ought to try it anyway. Worst case, IDK, I'd get Ice Monkeys, but seeing this right now, it appears Dark Lightning does 5 damage, which is, well, 5 times stronger than a normal Lightning, which I think does 1 damage, so go figure, it's destroying everything. Probably too good of a price point for... Well, for the power it provides. And also, I forgot to disable Ultimate Crossfire on other towers, but just so you know, I'm not going to do that. We bought Dark Infusion for the mob here, because I could use more damage there, but I think I need to use the Prickle attack speed to survive this. Let me just test. Yeah, 12 damage if I don't buy Dark Infusion. Buy Dark Infusion, much stronger. But now, let's see. Do we struggle to defend the other stuff? Or are we still surviving even at 1/4 speed? I'm not gonna lie, it feels like it doesn't even look like 1/4 speed. Does it mean... Does 75 mean like minus 25%? Because that's what it feels more like. That's just me. Anyway, time for the tier 4. Dark Gust for 8.1k. Channels the chaotic winds from the darkness, twisting and forming it into a large whirlwind of pure dark magical essence, blowing away tons of balloons and dealing high damage while doing so. So, to me, it kind of just sounds like a blowback druid, does it not? I suspect a pattern going on here. First, it takes the lightning from the druid, and now apparently it's tornadoes. What's next? A Monaco Storm's like tier 5? Well, guess we'll have to wait around and see. I'm also just gonna go ahead and get an Ice Tower anyway, because I need to village buff this Mermonkey if this is the only thing I'm going to solo it with. First off, need attack speed here. Now, I personally recall, and some of you may recall, that I did do a 5-5-5 Mermonkey in the past, and the way I recall it, there's not really much synergy between paths. And also, why am I dying to camos? Doesn't Echo Sense Precision already give camo, or does the lightning from it not hit? Because that's the only reason I see why we're leaking to weak camos and not any of the other strong bloons. So, I need to get a radar scanner if that's the case. Anyway, I bring up 5/5 Mermonkey because things are different here. Once again, with Dark Trident being double Tridents, that makes Pop Side and Middle Path so much stronger. Probably nothing for a Top Path, nothing for Bottom Path, because they kind of add their own towers in a sense. But man, Path 2 and Path 4, that's where the real synergies are at. And if I just die here, okay, we're just going to get the Dark Wind now, I think. Enough getting cooked here. It's time to end it. Yeah, we keep on leaking camos here, and oh my god. Well, I did say what's next, it would take a Monarch of Storms, but I didn't expect that to be at a tier 4 of all things. Now, it looks a lot different than the Monarch, because I believe, I'm just guessing, the modder here, ooh, that's actually a different angle, but I guess it's a different angle of that Superstorm, as well as changed, the colors are changed in some of the sprites. Does it blow back mobs? Just curious. No, it just does a massive amount of damage to it. Actually, wait, no. This appears to be 2 different attacks. Or is it? No, maybe it's... No, I think it's the angle of which it throws at, because every time it goes up top, it looks like that, but when it goes to the bottom, well, it's that. Probably didn't word it very well there, but basically, I'm just saying they're the same projectile. It just looks different depending on the angle it shoots out at, and it seems pretty consistent to me. Anyway, considering we got such good value out of that tier 4, we can probably save our way right now into Eye of the Storm at tier 5. Actually, hang on. Mob damage is still an issue with the Dark Gust, so how about we cross path with an Abyssal Dweller for mob slowdown? Yeah. Oh, what the hell? So much for saying yeah. But, okay, this is gonna be an issue. I don't have very good damage with the Mermonkey here. Or actually, hang on. Is it just me, or does it appear that I lost the Whirlwind when I bought Top Path Abyss Dweller here? I'm looking, yup. Something breaks, guys. I figured out the issue. So do not cross path it. So I guess we're not gonna see a 5/5/5/5. If that's the way it works, unlucky. Before we continue onward, does this break with cross-pathing middle? It does as well, okay. And how about with bottom? Yes as well, okay. Forget that then. We'll just make this a bottom path Mermonkey showcase without the cross-pathing portion. Still, probably enjoyable. I mean, it still has minimal, like, some cross-pathing benefits. I mean, very minor, ultimately. And also, even buying a MIB is not enough, so I think this means I gotta get some mob support. So there is a Relentless. Maybe now that should make things better, but without the ability to blow back or do anything to Moabs, I kind of doubt it. Now, I know while saying that, I didn't use any of Brickle's abilities, but just seeing that, you know, we probably wouldn't be able to do it with just Brickle. 81k is a lot to save up for, so might as well get something ahead of time. Another possibility is that it's likely this mod doesn't support ultimate cross-pathing in the first place. Sometimes, like, that does matter. And also, this was made quite a while ago, so it might have broken between updates. I just didn't cover till now, because, I mean, I kind of forgot about the existence of these modded fourth paths. Some of you guys who have been watching for a while may recall, like, I've done several 5/5/5/5 fourth path showcases well over a year ago. Well, I never ended up covering every tower, probably because I just forgot or stopped looking at some point, so maybe I'll get back to other ones that I may have missed, if I did miss any. Anyway, Eye of the Storm is here. I forgot to look at the description, but no one should wield this much dark energy, not even the VTSG. We love our lack of punctuation here. Alright, let's get it, and oh, that is spicy. We've got basically kind of like a Glaive Lord in terms of the mini spinning tornadoes, but as for its attack, I don't know how to explain it other than it's like a triple shot tornado at different angles. Pretty cool if I say so myself. So cool that there's not even a splash art for it. That's how you know we're serious. Also, I didn't see it. Did it blow back Moabs? Or it seems like it just does a crap ton of damage. That's all. Once again, nobody said these are balanced. I mean, now that we think about it, if not even the VTSG should hold this much power, then why does this tower cost only $80,000? Again, just a rhetorical question, but my god, literally just a single tornado touches it, or rather, it seems to tick in damage quite frequently, because it did take more than one tick to beat a ZMG there, as far as I recall. But the damage is so immense that I don't even think I have to add any buffs for the time being. Yes, I'm probably going to super buff this thing later as well, just to really see what's going on. Hell, maybe even a boss if the stats are really that overtuned. So, here we go. Yeah. One cycle of that Eye of the Storm and she gone. To find out how overtuned this is exactly, we ought to probably jump a little bit forward. 119. Guys, this is literally strong. Yeah, this is truly stronger than a VTSG, and then some. And I know this, I definitely would have paired this up against the boss initially, but, I mean, I'll be sure to do that later. See, there's the blowback on Bloons. It just, you never saw blowback earlier because it just deleted them within 2 frames, so there's never, well, an opportunity to blow back. Here's round 175 of an expert map, mind you. Surely, it's overwhelming season, but no. It's still holding strong, and it's not even that close. Now, if you want me to be real here, I always, I think, ask this or think about this whenever a path is created. Also, holy crap, I do have to use one ability for the first time, just to not die to 198 there. But as I was saying, I always think about how practical are these 4th paths if NK did eventually add a 4th path. Like, would the theme of this path make sense? And personally, for this Mermonkey, no. I don't think a Mermonkey... Well, I mean, it's a magic monkey, so I can see it, like, being able to wield this kind of dark magic power. In fact, you know what? I'll give it some credit. Like, maybe the 4th path could. A theoretical 4th path can reasonably be, like, a dark magic thing. But it's just probably not tornadoes. What does a tornado have to do with a Mermonkey? Anyway, we know at this point that this thing does die vanilla. So now, if I stack some 3 buffs together... Overclock Brickle Homeland? Do we got it? Ooh, man. That is a lovely visual with extra attack speed. So, seeing that, I think we're definitely not done just yet. Gonna get OC, Perm Brew, more attack speed buffs, and then once we're out, probably take a look at its boss damage. Gaining attack speed 1 Ultra Boost stack at a time. I forgot to mention, Energizer is basically close to Perma. Brickle now, and I'll just buy my support temple ahead of time here. This gives 20% attack speed and then another 20% respectively, but I'm actually out of money. I forgot about that. Let's not cheat. Let's just afford a normal sun temple, and I mean, just forego the 20% attack speed. It's not that much that we're missing out on. I guess it does give extra range on the VTSG, but that only matters if, or the True Sun God, but that only matters if the balloons only come to the top side. So much attack speed now that, I mean, it's completely turned dark. What the hell is even going on? I mean, this is just mods in a nutshell, folks. Every time. Every time you get to witness something you haven't seen before. Now that we got 10 UB stacks, I think it's time to start skipping rounds here. 229 seems to still not be that close. Round 250, not really that close. How about 260? Nope. We got a lot more in the tank there too. 270 appears to be no issue either. So round so fast that it ended up turning to 271 before I even ended what I was saying. But uh-oh. No, because we lost Homeland, we don't have enough for there. I'm not a fan of buying and reselling Homeland for perma uptime, so I think you get the gist of the Mermonkey there. My god. We can't go here without seeing it against an elite boss, so one last draw here is Eye of the Storm against Tier 5 Elite Lunaris. Jumping straight to the round. I'll add more buffs if I deem it to be necessary. But for now, just a little 2225. I think first thing I need is definitely range, so I'm gonna get a Desperaldo, just so this can hit a little bit earlier. It's just done 200k damage already, though, even though it's not hitting it directly. But here, the damage should begin. Set strong. Use this ability. DPS is about 100,000, but we're leaking DDT, so I kind of have to leave it at first, I think, yeah. Just to be a bit safe. Well, that's kind of annoying. I ended up just getting a Bloon Crush to make things easier. Probably use some Brickle Energizer, too. Otherwise, I think I'm actually going to be able to get away with the bare minimum required to beat this boss. Like, just overclock. Actually, I mean, if it only got to skull number 1 right now, then... No, I lied. It definitely doesn't look good. We need a homeland defense then. And probably 10x Ultra Boost. It's too late for that, but I'm just going to get Ultra Boost for the longer duration. Because I think even with Energizer, Overclock doesn't have full time. Anyway, here's this. Raking in a very casual 300,000 damage per second. If we could keep that up the entire time, then that would absolutely be Bloonarius. Except, again, it's not full uptime, so a lot of call to arms to the downtime there. And maybe now things are better. Also, instead of having to rely on Deadeye, I forgot. Mermonkey Echo Sense. Get 10 of those, and we don't have to worry about it, you know, having to rely on an ability. Or Chinooking the tower. This is just much easier. This is what 10 stacks looks like, by the way. Basically full map range. So yeah, Deadeye, you weren't really needed. Halfway now, and it appears I actually went a little bit overkill. That moment when not even a max buffed tier 5 tower is able to solo a boss. Yeah, this definitely would not get through KOA testing. That's for sure. But just scale that down to numbers like 10 times, and it's probably pretty reasonable. That's my take. Anyway, if you like seeing what modders come up with for 4th pads, then, as I mentioned earlier in this video, check out similar for 5555 or 4th Path monkeys over here. Otherwise, stay tuned for potentially more of this.